In an interview with Essex County Place, well, it used to be called South Orange Maplewood Place, and then he changed it to Essex County Place. Elizabeth Aaron said that reporters can be distracting and disruptive to students. Aaron added that she was not really surprised by media attention because she feels that news organizations cover stuff they think will get most attention. Hello, welcome to our world. What do you think about that? Don't they discover stuff? Don't they do stuff as far as we are concerned that will get the most attention? Like the Adrian Peterson stuff?
Well, Adrian Peterson.
The one who they call the child abuse, the guy from the Minnesota Vikings.
But I thought you're just saying that this is a Maplewood thing. Said that reporters can be distracting and disruptive to students.
Yeah.
And she wasn't surprised by the media attention because she feels that news organizations cover stuff they think will get the most attention.
Right.
Okay.
So I said, welcome to our world.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Ferguson.
Well, I think that a lot of stuff happens here. This place gets extra attention. But maybe it doesn't because we live here and it just feels like that to us. But I believe this place gets lots of attention because...
Positive attention, though.
Positive, negative. I mean, with the teacher, the whole works.
Not a lot of negative attention. I think more positive.
Yeah, well, because I think people like that they live here. And they love the fact that they lived here. And also that a lot of reporters... and news people live here. So.
Don't forget the buzzword. You got to say that whenever you talk about South Orange and
the
Maplewood.
diversity of our community.
You can't talk
diversity.
About you can't talk about South Orange and Maplewood without talking about diversity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can talk about it without saying.
No, you can't. A 17-year-old student was arrested on Monday for allegedly bringing brass knuckles inside the school.
Whoopie-doo. I mean, not like that's not a problem, but come on.
Metal detectors. Here we go.
No, keep going.
CHS was on code red lockdown for nearly 2 hours that day after a staff member reportedly called the Maplewood Police Department, claiming that a weapon was present in the school. An 18-year-old former student was arrested on Tuesday for allegedly trespassing on school property. You know, that reminds me of a joke. In Trinidad and Tobago, when you call the police take very long to come to your place. So I don't remember how the joke went, but the guy called the police and tell him, I just killed someone. Right? And the police showed up in 2 minutes. He said, well, no, I don't really kill anyone. Someone else. He said there was a burglary. He said there was a burglary. But I know if I tell you it's a burglary, you're not going to come. So if I tell you I killed someone,
you might get there on time.
Yeah, I did get there on time. So that's the little thing. When I read this with regards to a gun, and the police showed up very quickly, as opposed to telling you a person with brass knuckles. Yeah. So I mean, depends on the severity. It's like when you go to the hospital. When you go to the hospital and you check in, if you go into emergency. Well, what do you think? And they ask you, what number is your pain? What number do you normally say?
Well, I usually don't go into emergency rooms, but
like if you...
I mean, I understand. If you tell them that it's less than 10, then, you'll be sitting there for a while. And if you tell them you don't have insurance, you may be sitting there for a while. I think they even put you into a different ward.
No. If you tell them it's 9.5, and you tell them it's heart pain, they take you quickly. But they have to, because they don't want anything to happen on their property. So what it is, most people you going to, but this is a point, though. This is a point I don't understand.
Can we finish this argument? Yeah. I mean,
why it is in America you have to tell untruth to get what you want? Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, but
you don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I just don't believe in lying. So
you want welfare.
That's probably why I probably don't get as much as I could get because I don't lie.
But I believe in the United States of America, if you tell the truth, you don't get what you want.
Okay.
So I mean, you don't have to lie, but what you have to do, you have to sugarcoat the truth somewhat. You have to put some icing on the truth.
Icing. I want you to stop saying that.
Why should I stop saying that?
Because it's not even spelled that way. Eisening.
Yes, look it up in the dictionary. It is.
Oh, here we go with that. So.
Okay. In September, a language arts teacher at the school was arrested for allegedly having sex with five other students. Nicole Default and so on. Regarding Monday's lockdown, Aaron said that she was very impressed with the students and staff. She felt, however, that the parents who arrived outside of the high school while the lockdown was taking place made it difficult. I understand the parental desire, she noted, but cautioned that in an emergency, it can be a hamper instead of a help. You know, it's funny.
When asked about her opinion on whether metal detectors should be installed at Columbia High School, Aaron responded that she's 100% opposed to this.
Okay, good. Now listen to this. You see, these people do not think. She does not think.
I agree with her when she says, I believe in creating and sustaining a school culture that is open, supportive, nurturing, and challenging for students.
Let me say this.
And I don't think the presence of metal detectors supports that culture.
You see, another buzzword. Buzzword, bzzz. I got to get a buzz. Do I have a buzz here? Buzzword, bzzz. You know what that culture there means, right? Do you know what that means?
No, what do you
okay, all right. I'm
going
going to leave you, the political science expert, in order for you to figure out, in this situation, what she means by culture. I mean, you know, I thought you would know what she means by culture.
A culture that is open, supportive, nurturing, and challenging
No.
for students.
No. She said
Aaron,
I don't think
I don't believe
the presence supports the culture.
Supports that kind of culture.
You know what kind of culture she's talking about?
Yes, one supportive, nurturing, and challenging.
Let me say this to you. The first time something happens at Columbia High School, where a person bringing a gun into Columbia High School and something serious happens, the same principal, if she's there, gonna say something totally different.
Well,
you know,
hope
it is something that we were thinking about.
That nothing ever happens like that.
And Marjorie, yes, we do. Prevent, you know, your grandmother, I'm sure your grandmother used to tell you this.
No.
Prevention is better than cure.
No.
She never told you that?
I don't remember having any conversation with my grandmothers. None of them. Either of them.
Okay, my grandmother always told me. She said, prevention is better than cure.
Well, so did Benjamin Franklin said something to that effect.
That's what?
Benjamin Franklin said something to that effect. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I'm giving that, attributing that to Benjamin Franklin. Even
well, I mean, you know, we didn't. I don't know. I don't know if my grandmother knew anything about Benjamin Franklin.
Well, you know, these old adages.
But that's what. So okay, Elizabeth Aaron, you create a culture.
Yes,
you think that the presence of metal detectors does not support this culture. You know what? Our culture, this culture here, we don't support guns either. You know, we don't support guns in this culture. We don't have people walking around with guns like they have in other states. We don't support that culture. You know, but you know what? If the police see you with a gun, you'll be arrested. But that's okay. That's okay. We you know, we hope and pray that we never have any one of those disasters like in those other states.
Anselm speaking. Overall, Aaron said that the lockdown helped us to further understand how to manage emergencies. You know, I don't know about you, if you remember this, but when my kids were in Columbia, there was like a bomb threat that was called in, or even especially in the middle school, there were bomb threats almost on a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, there was a bomb threat.
Lots of bomb threats. I mean, and those didn't warrant news reporting. I think that a lot of it has to do with, you know, what's going on at this time in the community and the people who live here.
Here's another news story here. Holiday boutique coming to South Orange Library. I don't think I saw this news story any other place. Several local artisans will participate in a holiday boutique at the South Orange Public Library on Sunday, December the 7th from 1 to 5 p.m. A variety of items will be for sale, including collages, handmade soaps, skincare products, felted hats, honey products, scarves, pottery, paper stationery, paintings, jewelry, and knitted items. Scheduled vendors include Michelle Barbro, Maria Concilio, Elaine Dubash, Norma Goldberg, Carol Mann, Marion Ruffman, Helen Scalera, Crystal Smith, and Florence Wise. The sale is a fundraiser for the Friends of South Orange Public Library, an organization that sponsors programs and activities at the library, including a foreign film festival and summer reading program. The South Orange Public Library is located at 65 Scotland Road. The sale will take place on the second floor. So there you have it for my good friend Jared Kofsky on Place, New Jersey, formerly South Orange Maplewood Place. And he has some beautiful pictures here on his website. So go to Place, New Jersey.
I wish it had some very nice pictures there.
Yeah, he has some very nice pictures, really nice pictures. I mean, you know, when you see, I mean, look at this one with Maplewood and Walton Road at the top of the page.
Yes.
That's pretty nice. You see, like, you know, the mist all the way down there. Look like he's into photography. You know, he's into photography. Then he has this one here with the news vans right there.
Now, I want to say something about this post you put up about Christie. How do you know that that's true? Someone asked, is this for real? Did he really say that? And then I looked at it, and it looks like this happened in May.
No, you really said it.
I don't know. Something looks like a spoof about it.
So why are you trying to change the subject? Why do you want to go there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just, you know.
Okay, so let's go there. All right. It could be a spoof. The PCMDgazette.com.
Gazette. PCMB Gazette.
Republic Governor Chris Christie calls Obama a light-skinned Negro without the Negro dialect. Well, while on Fox Daily News Show, well, that takes you to Wikipedia. You might have a point. The Fox Daily News Show takes you to Wikipedia. The Republican governor, Christie, referred to Obama as a light-skinned Negro without the Negro dialect. I think you may be onto something here, Marjorie.
Because somebody said, is this for real? And then you said yes. And then when I looked at the article, and then all the comments were from May.
Yeah.
What's PCMB stand for?
I think, let me see. Let's go to the source here. You know, you might be onto something here.
I don't think Christie would be.
You know what? You know, I think you're right.
Source APC News.
No, but it doesn't go to anything. You know what?
This is satire, and
it was really Harry Reid that said this.
Yes, but he didn't even say that either. So.
No, it was Harry Reid. You're right. No, it's right. It's right. It was Harry Reid. It was.
Fat Christie. He's not fat like that anymore.
What was that?
I don't think Christie would be that stupid to say that.
I think you're right. And you know what? In that post, there was something on Harry Reid right at the bottom. My bad. I take it back. Here we go. It was, yeah. You're right. That's very observant of you. Harry Reid, I'm not going to dwell on race-based comments. Harry Reid, Negro comment apologizes. Senate Democrat Reid apologized Saturday. This was in 2010. Senate Democrat Harry Reid apologized on Saturday for saying the race of Barack Obama, whom he described as a light-skinned African with no Negro dialect unless he wanted to have one, will help rather than hurt his eventual presidential bid. So I'm going to post an update.
Okay, so you should say this is satire, just checking to see if anybody's paying attention.
My bad. Yeah. So yeah, you have it. I'm really impressed with that. But by the way, Baker Jones thanks South Orange Maplewood for Board of Education win in the Village Green.
Did,
to the editor,
Donna Smith.
We write to thank South Orange Maplewood community for electing us to serve On the Board of Education, we look forward to working with all of our fellow board members as well as parents,